Hello everyone and welcome back to my review channel, and today I'm going to be doing a special movie review. I say it's special because it's near and dear to my heart because I love this franchise of movies so much. As from a child, I was never able to watch them for a good reason because they're pretty explicit. Nudity, gore, uh, profanity, I mean everything. They don't even care what they do, which is good. But I love this franchise a lot. When you were a kid, you could probably see there was a cartoon of it, but I was able to watch that at least. But I could never actually watch the movies. So when I came to an age and I could rent them and I'm by myself, I fell in love. I was just like, this is so awesome to be for a bad movie, and it has a great cult following for good reason. And let's just get into it. I love these films. The Toxic Avenger. I got the complete set right here. I'm just doing the first one. I even got at the very back the cartoon. I don't think I'm going to do the cartoon, but I just want to do the movies. If someone suggests that they want it done, then I'll do it. But other than that, I'm just going to do the 4 movies that I have in here. They only have 4 movies out right now. So I'm just doing part 1 of the Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avengers. Yes, I love this franchise of movies. Done by Troma Release. They do so many bad straight-to-video releases, but that's what they're supposed to be. They are the last bastion of independent films out there. I mean, a lot of these independent films still go through Hollywood to get their movies made. Troma is the last bastion of, like, strictly they do it themselves. They don't get Hollywood, they don't need Hollywood, they don't want Hollywood. That's why you have to love and respect these films, in my opinion. And that's why I do. I definitely love and respect people that do it themselves, and they don't go with what Hollywood wants of them. So here we go. This movie is the unrated director's cut. Okay? 1984. 1984. I better hold this up if I want a very good, and I do want a very good thumbnail. I want everybody to know what I'm doing. The budget was $500,000, but it was actually able to make $800,000 back. So it definitely got its money back. The movie starts with a warning: Toxic Avenger contains scenes of extreme violence. I'm guessing it should put this on here because it's 1984. Nowadays, we wouldn't see this. A narrator sets the scene: Tromaville, New Jersey, right across the lake or whatever from New York, which is a great New York scene. You actually get to see the Twin Towers still there. So you get to see very good Twin Tower footage because it's New York. It's like right across the lake. Let me see. Sets it up. Narrator sets it up. Tromaville. You get to see Melvin, which is our main character. Melvin is a mop boy at what would you consider a health club? Basically a YMCA nowadays, but it's a health club. Swimming pool, workout, all that stuff. There's these group of fellas, a group that hates Melvin because he's such a nerd and it gets on their nerves. So they hate him. Melvin is just a nerd, just a complete putz, klutzy, and they don't like him. Let me see. They have an altercation between Melvin and the group at the very beginning. Bozo is the leader of the group, and it's really funny. Bozo's really funny because he's always stressed out and tense. He's like, I'm stressed, it's like I got stressed. And it's really funny because he's always freaking out, stressed, like veins are popping out of his neck. I love it. That's part of the humor. So Bozo is the leader, Slug is the other guy, and they both have a girlfriend. So to relieve his stress, Bozo has to run down people in his car for points, and they all get off on this. All 4 of them, they get off on this. You get to see the 4 people on the road. They're on the road looking for victims. They find a mentally handicapped child on a bike, and they run him over. Straight up run him over. Good gore scene because they run over his head, and on the tires it just splits open. Very good gore. This is what made the franchise. This is what made Troma films a Toxic Avenger. Like, Troma does a lot of gore factors in their films. So this is what makes Troma good. The gore as well. So there's good gore to this. You know, for the 80s, 1984. Like I said, kills the kid, runs him over, and then all the girls come out, the two girls, and take pictures while laughing. Takes pictures of this dead boy with his like brains, his skull, like all over the cement. The next day, the health club, the group hatches a plan to get Melvin. Truck, while this is happening, a truck full of toxic waste pulls up and sets in front of the health club. I mean, there's just barrels of open toxic waste just sitting in the back of this truck, and just pulls up right outside the health club where Melvin works. Julie convinces Melvin to put on, like, convinces Melvin that she likes him and to put on a pink polka dot tutu because that's what she likes. She likes pink. So Melvin puts on a tutu and brings his mop. Brings his mop to this old, like, in dark. It's dark. He thinks he's found, what's her name? I just had it. Julie is her name. Julie's the one that tricked Melvin in here. Thinks he's found Julie and is kissing her. Lights turn on, and it's really, he's kissing like a goat in like women makeup. So everyone in the whole health club is laughing at him, even the group of four. This freaks him out. They're all following him, laughing at him. This freaks Melvin out. He runs everywhere and jumps out of a second-story window in the toxic waste down below. Everyone goes outside to see what's happening. He is covered in toxic waste, burning alive. They see him running down the street, literally on fire. Literally on fire. He's able to get all the way to his house, Melvin is. Totally messed up. He's leaving like burnt footprints on the floor. He gets into the tub. The tub is boiling water now. And he gets out and he slowly turns into a monster of superhuman size and strength, the Toxic Avenger. But right now, he's still called Melvin. Melvin freaks. He leaves and finds a new home in a dump, basically a toxic dump. Let's see. Let's keep going with this. Trying to make sure. I'm trying to read my notes to make sure I got everything. Yeah. Okay. Runs away. Okay. As a Toxic Avenger, Melvin runs across town. You don't see his face. For the first 30, 45 minutes while he's a Toxic Avenger, you don't see his face. You don't get to see that. I guess this is good reason. You want that part to be like really messed up. Because look at his face. That's how it's supposed to be. He's supposed to have a messed up looking face. So he's roaming around town, freaking out. And he winds up, it pans to this scene where a cop with these group of thugs led by Cigarface is like, they're like the producers of this. I should mention that Troma Films puts a lot of their producers and like behind the scenes guys on camera. So a lot of actors you see are not legit actors, they're actually producers or like scriptwriters or something. Works behind the scene, and that they're actually on scene. Like Cigarface, he's like a producer, and these two thugs with him, they're like producers of this show. So it's really funny to know, like, other than actual legit actors, they actually get people who work for them. That's the budget we're working with on this. So the thugs, Cigarface is trying to get this cop, a good cop, to turn to the dark side, if you will, to work with them. The cop says no, so they rough up the cop, and in comes Toxic Avenger. Beats up the thugs in a very, like, gore way. It's very cool. He beats them up. Stuff's like, he just messes them up. And good gore part, a little bit. So, that's awesome. Saves the cop. The cop's able to leave. There we go. Let me see. Beats up thugs after, yeah. After it goes around with... Okay, the news. Yeah, the newspaper has like pics of the Toxic Avenger, which is, they're calling him a good guy. So there we go, calling him a good guy. Switches to the mayor's office. The mayor's office is really, and the police chief, with the police chief has like a theme going, and it's pretty much a Nazi theme, like a German Nazi theme. That's how he sounds and acts. So that's kind of funny. Let me see. The police and the mayor are working together. They don't, let me see. You actually find out that the thugs are working for the mayor and the police chief, so they're actually bad guys themselves. Meanwhile, a group of 3 thugs crashes a fast food joint and demands money. Chaos ensues. One of the, they're like messing with the people eating there. They shoot a dog. Very funny scene because it's just funny. They try to show it in a graphic way, and it's not too graphic. But it is. But the dog's still alive, and you actually get to see the dog. It's so funny. Because they're not going to hurt this dog. It's supposed to just be a bad movie. A funny scene. Anyways, they see this blind girl. The dog belongs to this blind girl who's sitting there trying to eat. And the thug is, like, the leader of the thugs he's about to rape her when, in front of everybody, when a Toxic Avenger shows up and very grotesquely just wipes all the thugs out, saves the blind girl, and whisks her away to her house. Let me see. Scientists. Then it goes to another scene where scientist explains why the Toxic Avenger is doing what he's doing. Basically, this is the first explanation you get with what you would call his Tromatons. Toxic Avenger's Tromatons, which is more explained in the next movies. When something bad happens or occurs by doing bad people doing bad things, to the Toxic Avenger's Tromatons in his body goes haywire, and he has to find out where is this happening so he can stop it. That's why he keeps showing up. At the health club, drugs and money gets passed around by this one dude, and in pops Toxic Avenger. Another gore part involving weights. Very cool. Basically, Toxic Avenger just like throws weights and crushes his skull. It's another great gore part. At another part, there's this old lady, smaller, little lady, who's at this laundromat. Dry cleaners shows up. Dry cleaner guy has to leave real quick, and in pops Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avenger actually kills this old lady. You don't know why or anything yet, but he kills her. Puts her in like a washing machine, takes her out, and then puts her on one of those ironing boards, double ironing boards, and like squishes her. It's pretty funny. Let me see, Wanda, which is the other girl besides Julie and the thugs. So Wanda, back at the health club, goes into the sauna. There's already a part where Wanda's boyfriend came in as like a big hood, mask, Elephant Man joke, and basically Toxic Avenger does the same thing. Comes in, frightens her with the mask, she takes the mask off of him, thinking it's her boyfriend. And really, this is the first time you see Toxic Avenger's face. Grotesque face, right when she pulls the mask off. She screams, Toxic Avenger kills her via hot rocks. Cool stuff, just like plants her on it and kills her. Let me see. Afterwards, outside, the pimp outside of this health club. A pimp pulls up to the Toxic Avenger who's taking a piss, like a radioactive piss outside of the alleyway. Pimp pulls up and tries to sell Toxic Avenger a 12-year-old girl. No, ain't gonna happen. Not with a Toxic Avenger around. Kills the pimp. Beats up the pimp and his thugs. From here on, a little bit of a montage. 80s songs galore in this. If you like 80s songs. Montage of Toxic Avenger cleaning up Tromaville. Great montage. Let me see. Later, Toxic gets surrounded in an alleyway by Cigarface and his thugs. Thugs aims guns. Toxic leaps out of the way, and they all fire their guns to each other. It's kind of a funny part. So they're all aiming at him. They're all having surrounded. They all aim at Toxic, and then Toxic Avenger just jumps. They all fire and shoot each other. The scene goes to his girlfriend. Now his girlfriend, Blind Girl, is waiting for Toxic Avenger outside on the street. These biker thugs try to like hit on her and try to get her to go with them. In pops Toxic Avenger. They all get scared and run away. Let me see. Then they go to Toxic Avenger's house, which is now their humble abode together, and they have a montage of them like making love and like cooking breakfast and stuff. Okay, back at the health club, Julie gets surprised by Toxic, corners her with a pair of scissors. Julie is actually like, what was it? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. So Toxic just took care of both girls in this. And one of them, at one part, I think it was Julie. It could have been Wanda, but one of them actually was masturbating to the pictures of like the dead people that they've killed. Another really messed up part. This is why this is stuff so great, because they have no restraint with what they put in their movies. You gotta respect that. This is why I love the film so much. Anyways, Toxic Avenger already took care of both of them. Pan goes to Bozo and Slug. Bozo is very stressed because Julie doesn't have the car. She's dead. Julie should have brought the car, so they have to steal another car. They do it. Steal a car from an old lady, and they go. They say, I'm really stressed, Slug. I'm doing something. I'm really stressed, Slug. Oh. Good stuff. Steal old lady's car to run down other people. Toxic Avenger shows up after they beat up the old lady. Jumps on the car, pulls Slug out, and then goes in the car himself. This involves chaos with the driving. Doesn't run down anybody, but runs over a lot of stuff. Chaos ensues. Toxic Avenger rips off the wheel of the car. Rips off like the hand wheel. Gives it to him, and the boat's just sitting there like Toxic's laughing, but he's in the passenger seat while Bozo's screaming, and they fly off the hill, and the car like bursts into flames, and out pops the Toxic Avenger, completely safe from harm. Let me see. Toxic goes home after this, this is where the scene of the laundromat scene happens. After that, then Toxic goes home feeling very depressed that he might have like actually killed someone innocent. Let me see. Then there's a press conference which involves the mayor and the officer. The police chief comes up and explains to the mayor that the old woman in the laundromat, the little lady in the laundromat, was actually like the leader of like a white slavery ring and stuff. So she wasn't a good guy after all. She wasn't innocent after all. But the mayor doesn't want the public to know, so he can go after and kill the Toxic Avenger. Now, yes, the mayor brings a search party together to look for the Toxic Avenger. They find him out in the field by himself with his girlfriend in a tent. They surround him with tanks and the National Guard. The National Guard surround Toxic Avenger girlfriend with guns and tanks. Toxic comes out of the tent. A small group tries to get in between Toxic Avenger and the National Guard so they don't shoot him. And so that was a pretty good moment. Tries to save Toxic. Toxic's like, oh, it's going to be okay. Everybody just get out of the way. I don't want anybody hurt. No one can... This creates thing where no one can shoot Toxic Avenger. Everybody believes he's a good guy. The mayor's like, fine, I'll do it myself. He brings out a gun, tries to shoot Toxic, doesn't work. Can't just shoot him and kill him. Freaks out. The mayor freaks out, and basically, Toxic corners the mayor on his car in front of everybody and rips his guts out. He's like, let's see if you have any guts, and he just starts ripping his guts out. Pretty good gore part. Let me see. Then he goes back to hold his girlfriend. That's how the movie ends. Great stuff. Movie ends. Everybody loves the Toxic Avenger like they should. He takes care of the bad guys. Why wouldn't you love this guy? In a very grotesque, over-the-top way. That's why I love this. It's action. It's gore. It's everything. Fights. It's great stuff. This is the first film. That's it. That's this film. I love the Toxic Avenger. I love the series. Done by Troma, 1984. I wonder if there's any. I don't think there's anything else I could say. I probably should just stop while I'm ahead. Thank you guys for watching this. I'm going to do more of these because I love these series so much. It took me so long to start putting this out, but now that I am, won't stop till it's all done. So I have 4 movies out right now. So let's get to that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. Come back again. Leave all your questions, comments down, and I will be sure to get back to them. Thank you guys for your time, and you guys have a great day. Yeah. Toxic Avenger.